Welcome to the Community Difference Wiley, powered by the Difference Media, LLC, and hosted by Scott Johnson with Fireboss Realty, and also sponsored by Harvey Loosier with Twilight Cleaning Services, Kim Johnson with Kim Johnson Group, Clarence Jorif with the Compound Nevada, and by Diane Castle with Castle to Castle, connecting charities with fundraising solutions. The Community Difference Wiley was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts, and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference Wiley starts now.
Well, good morning, Wiley. Welcome to the Community Difference Wiley. We are a podcast firmly rooted at the intersection of business development and community involvement. Filling in for the fabulous fire boss, Scott Johnson, I am your host, Tammy Escobedo, a business coach and beauty industry leader. I am passionate about helping women create sustainable work-from-home businesses that provide both financial success and the freedom to prioritize family and quality of life. Every day, I get to empower women to build businesses that align with their values without sacrificing flexibility or for fulfillment. Whether it's through strategic branding, smart networking, or leveraging multiple income streams, my mission is to help you thrive, not just survive. So I'm excited to be here today as we introduce you to some of the business owners that make Wiley, Saxe, and Murphy areas awesome places to live. We keep you up to date on what's going on in the area, and we discuss business development topics that really do help all of us build better businesses and provide better services to the people that we serve in our community. So this month, we are talking about leveraging strategic networking to unlock untapped opportunities. And to help me introduce the topics, I would like to bring in some co-hosts. So our first co-host today, Harvey Loosier, is a seasoned business owner with over 30 years of retail and entrepreneurial business experience. He currently runs Twilight Cleaning Services, LLC, with his wife, Melissa. Their family-owned commercial cleaning company serves various industries with a commitment to safety, quality, and community service. Harvey is a passionate supporter of youth programs and enjoys hunting, golf, and spending time with his family. Harvey, welcome. We're glad you're here today.
How are you, Tammy?
I'm so good. I'm so excited to be here. But you know, the fabulous Scott Johnson wanted me to leave you with a question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What is one app on your phone that you couldn't live without today?
Facebook.
Facebook. That's awesome. Okay. Well, good. Well, we're excited to get to know you more, Harvey, today. Thank you for being here. And we're going to introduce our second co-host. Jacqueline Crider is a guest co-host from our Plano show and has been in the mortgage industry for 20 years, focused on educating and empowering clients through the home buying process. Known for making mortgages simple, Jax is dedicated to making home ownership easy and stress-free for her customers. Her mission is to take the confusion out of lending, helping clients with clarity and confidence. Jax, welcome. We're glad you're here.
Thank you. Good to see
you. What are
you
you
guys.
most excited about?
Oh man, I just love to spend some time with some great people and talking about topics that just help everybody, right?
I know. So fun. And you're amazing. So I'm excited to be here with you today as a guest. So thank you for letting me be in your space.
Absolutely. All right. I appreciate it.
Yes, we have a fabulous guest here today. We're very excited to introduce Angela Guerrero. She has spent 26 years as a devoted stay-at-home mom and homeschooler. Did I say that correctly? Homeschooler. That sounds funny. To 5 children. After homeschooling her children to success in both high school and college, Angela launched God's Purpose in Action to mentor and consult homeschool families. Her passion lies in guiding parents through the homeschool journey, focusing on both academic achievement and spiritual growth. Angela also works as a health and wellness coach, and we are so glad you are here, Angela. What are you most excited about being here today?
This is my first podcast.
Oh, really? Well, welcome.
Yes.
We're so glad.
Thank you. So super excited to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yes. Tell us what app you can't live without right now.
Notes. The notes on my iPhone. I put
Oh.
everything in there. I
It's an important
categorize
one.
everything in there. And now they have the new feature where you can record your voice and then it'll transcribe it for you.
Oh,
Absolutely
yes.
wonderful.
Girl, me too. Me and you both. Well, I'm excited to have you here. We're going to have a great show today. We're going to go to commercial. And when we come back, we're going to hear what's going on in our community and hear from all of our special co-hosting guests today. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
The Community Difference Wiley is made possible by Scott Johnson with Fireboss Realty, Harvey Loosier with Twilight Cleaning Services, Kim Johnson with Kim Johnson Group, Clarence Jorath with the Compound Nevada, and by Diane Castle with Castle to Castle, connecting charities with fundraising solutions. The Community Difference Wiley. Together, we can make the difference. And now, back to the show.
Are you ready?
Because it's time for
What's Up, Wiley?
Don't you love hearing about what's going on in the community and all the things that people do? I'm excited to hear from all of you. I want to hear, let's start with Harvey. Harvey, do you know anything going on? We have a big holiday coming up. Are you ready?
Yes, we do. It's the month of love. Love is in the air. But before I dig into things to do with that, I wanted to share one of our downtown restaurants, and this is one of the icons that I truly believe is an icon, is Bold Barbecue right there in downtown Wiley. They have been around. This will be their 6-year anniversary celebration. And on February the 15th, they are going to have what they're calling a bold brunch. So from 9 a.m. in the morning till 2 p.m., you can get all you can eat smoked meat, breakfast tacos, sausage gravy, biscuits, pancakes, scrambled eggs, breakfast potatoes, deviled eggs, and fresh fruit. And you can get all this, all you can eat, for $14. So, that's a heck of a deal for them. Where can you find an all you can eat buffet now?
Right. That's my husband's
Not that
birthday. I
kind of
should
price.
probably go to that.
I know, right? That's your husband's birthday?
Yeah, I should take him there and tell him I have a fabulous surprise for him.
You should do that.
Yeah,
And
you
let me tell
should.
you, I'm going to make a suggestion for you when you go. And this will be outside of that, but order the fried pickles there. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, you will thank me later. They have
I
the
love
best
fried pickles.
Me
Best
too.
fried
I
pickles.
love fried pickles.
That's so
So-
good. All right. Thank you for that. I just wrote it down. I'm putting it on my calendar now.
Awesome. And also in Saxe at the public library, they're hosting a series called Teen Weekend. And so every fourth Saturday of the month, they're creating a fun program for the teens there in Saxe. And so this month they're going to be doing on February the 22nd at 12 p.m. They're going to join them for eating some delicious donuts, and you're going to be able to decorate your own donut shaped with bath bombs. So I don't know how that looks, but
Are you sure they're not making donut-shaped bath bombs?
okay,
I know what a
decorate your
donut
own
is.
donut-shaped bath bombs. You're absolutely right. That's exactly what it says, Jax. So
Okay.
decorate
Sorry.
your own. Yes. But you're going to put glaze and sprinkles on those?
Huh.
On a
Yeah, well,
bomb?
basically, you just make it look pretty so you can then put it in your bath later, which is awesome.
And then you'll have floating sprinkles everywhere?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I don't know, but I'm sure every teen I know will be all over that.
That's what
I was
I'm
going to say,
thinking.
Harvey, you might not know about it, but I guarantee you teen girls everywhere are excited about this event. I promise.
Well, I will tell you that the age limit for this is 12 to 18, and they ask that no parents or younger siblings show up. So this is just going to be just strictly for that 12 to 18 group. Drop them off and let them just go and have a good time with this. How we like to support the teens and all that. I thought this was a fabulous idea on the with Saxe and the public library. So
They should do a mom drop off gathering in the beginning, like right when it starts, and then all the moms go get coffee and have
Yes.
have their
Yes.
little
Go to
time
some
together
fun.
while the girls are there. Yeah, that's
I love
awesome.
that. I love that.
Mhm.
Also, in Wiley, if you're looking for something to do with your spouse for Valentine's, and if you're like me, I don't necessarily like to get out on Valentine's Day. It is so crowded everywhere that you go, and
Yeah.
so I generally try to find something to do before or celebrate it after. And to be honest with you guys, we should be doing this on a regular basis anyway. I mean, why do we have to pick a day to actually take our wives out on a date, right? So,
Good job.
but
Good job, Harvey.
Yeah,
I know, right?
every
Wiley
husband
Nutrition.
in the world should be listening to you right now.
Exactly.
Harvey's on a show full of women. What do you think he's going to say?
Exactly.
Hey, he's a very smart man, Lyndon. Very smart man.
So Wiley Nutrition, they are doing a paint and sip on February the 7th from 6 p.m. To 9 p.m. And registration is open and there's limited spots available. So if you haven't registered for this, make sure that you go to their Facebook page and get registered because they don't have a lot of spots for this. But it's always a good time there at the Wiley Nutrition to do these paint and sips. And so I highly encourage you guys. I mean, if you're looking for an idea to take your wife out to, or even your girlfriend, this is a fabulous idea. Now, obviously, if you're married, you can't take a girlfriend out, but make sure you take your wife out to that.
I was about to clarify. Are you saying leave the wife at home and then take out your girlfriend?
No, I just want to make sure there was clarification there.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
And then we'll go back to Saxy. The Saxy Parks and Recreation is hosting a daddy-daughter dance. Now, being a father of 6 girls, in a blended family, this is kind of near and dear to my heart. But on Friday, February the 21st, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., the Saxy Park and Recreation is hosting the daddy and daughter dance. This is a great opportunity, guys, to be able to strengthen that relationship with your daughters and vice versa. So, I highly encourage these. And you know what? You really want to teach your daughters, how a man should treat them on a date. And this is the perfect opportunity for you to date your daughter. Take her out and take advantage of this dance. But this is on February the 21st, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. They're going to have dancing contest, prizes, snacks, and a photo booth. And this is located at the Michael J. Community Center there off of 3815 Saxy Road. So
I wonder if they expect that to sell out.
I'm not quite sure. I know there's a lot going on. When you're looking at Wiley, you have the Murphy area that's really close. You have Saxy and you have Wiley, and they're all 3 doing one this month. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty to pick from if you can't get signed up for this one. So
That's awesome.
it
Good.
is. And then Murder Mystery Night, February the 14th, guys. This is, I mean, if you're wanting to take your wife out on Valentine's Day, this is a perfect opportunity to do this. And they're going to have limited space for this. So, I mean, you want to get signed up and get signed up quick. But this is a murder mystery night at the Smith Public Library right there in Wiley. It's kind of like the Clue. Has anybody played the Clue game?
Yes.
I was going to say, I've done a murder mystery night, and they're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun.
We done one for the first time at the Wiley Library, and me and my wife just loved it. I mean, just to have the characters around throughout the library dressed up and really just playing the part, and you going up and getting to ask them questions and just try to figure out who did it was really, really fun for us. So if you're looking for something unique to actually take your wife out to and do something different for Valentine's, and this is definitely the thing to do. So tickets are $15 a person. You can go to their website, and all the money raised from this goes to a fundraiser for the Friends of the Library. So it goes to a good cause. And I also will add that the Wiley Recreational Center, which is right across the walkway there of the library, is having a parents' night out on the same time. So you can drop your kids off if you have little ones. Drop them off, and
Even better.
Exactly. And let people watch the
Even
kiddos
better.
and take your spouse out to a date. So it's a twofer right there. So take advantage of it for sure. And there's one
There you
more
go.
thing I wanted to share, and this is with the Wiley Chamber. And I was talking with Tina, which is the chamber president, and they're changing the 501 mixers up, which is on Thursday nights. It's generally the fourth Thursday night of the month. But they're changing it up and actually doing it with the Murphy Chamber and the Saxe Chamber. So they're collaborating together, and they're doing their 501 mixer. This month it will be Thursday, February the 27th at 501 to 7 p.m. at the South Southern Kitchen. And
Oh,
so,
nice.
it sounds like a really, it's going to be a really huge event. I mean, it was already a fabulous event anyway, but when you start adding other cities to it and just really get that dynamics of more people coming to a mixer like that, I think this is going to be
I was going to
fabulous.
say, and after they listen to today's show, Harvey, they're going to know exactly what to do and what not to do at set networking event. I'm just saying.
Exactly. That's awesome, Jax.
That was perfect, Jack. That's awesome. All right. Thank you for all that, Harvey. You're the man to know everything.
I try.
You know, I was thinking about that murder mystery. What a great night to go with all the girls. If you don't have a special date, that would be a fun thing for girls to do together.
Yeah.
On Valentine's night.
for sure.
That is
Yeah.
true. That is
Murder
true.
mysteries are fun. Yeah. All right. Angela, what do you have to share with us today? Anything that you know going on that you want to share?
Well, the only thing that I know of in particular is we have a special Galentine's event with the company that I'm with this coming Saturday at 10:30 a.m. in Rockwall. It is a private address, but I'm happy to share that information with anyone when they reach out to me regarding that Galentine's event. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're teaching people how to make healthy charcuterie boards.
Oh, nice.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So
That will be so fun. Okay, so I recommend people just send you a private message right here on this group. So that'd be great. All right, Jax, what do you have to share with us?
Well, I was going to say, in this phase of my life, I have a toddler, and so I'm always thinking about family events. And there is something really cool happening in Wiley at the InSync Exotics. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a nonprofit, and they've got different kinds of exotic felines, so panthers or things like that. And so their event is called Panthers, Pumas, and Pancakes, and it's happening the day after Valentine's Day. So maybe you go to the event, drop your kids off over there in Wiley, and while you go to the murder mystery, and then the next morning you get up and do this with your kiddos, and it's an all-you-can-eat Valentine's Day pancake breakfast, and then you can do like a self-guided tour afterwards. So for those of you who have kiddos that love animals like mine, it's a great opportunity for you to do some fun things that weekend and kind of right there after Valentine's for you. And I think it's 7 to 10.
I have two grandbabies, 4 and 2, that will be with me that day. Wonder if that's a good thing for them. You think that young?
Oh yeah, for sure. My daughter is obsessed with the zoo. In fact, she has this, we took her for her 3rd birthday to the Dallas Zoo, and we bought this penguin for her. And now that penguin's name is Charlie, and Charlie goes everywhere with Kat. He's teaching her how to potty train, apparently. I didn't know that was a thing, but he is. So that's great. Good for Charlie. So yeah, all kids love animals. And I always think that's a fun event to do with kids. And hopefully it won't, our Texas weather will hold and be nice and not freezing cold that day. You never know.
That's awesome. All right. Well, that's great. Anything else that anybody wants to share real quick? Anybody know of some kind of job, something coming up that they want to share? Not today. Well, this is the place to be. So stay tuned in our Facebook group. Make sure you get added here. We want to always share different things with you, get you involved in our community, know who we are. And there's all kinds of information shared on a daily basis right here at the Community Difference Wiley. Make sure you get tapped into our Business Development Alliance that we offer. We have several of them. I think we should just post all of those in all of our communities when they're coming up, but make sure you're getting plugged in for businesses to thrive in 2025. So we're going to go straight.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
Tammy, I will say that Plano's, which is kind of close to Wiley, is going to be February, I believe it's the 27th. So if you're interested at all in joining that, I'm sure that we can make sure it gets posted in the Wiley page. You could also look at my Facebook page. I've already shared it. So we would love to have people, that are close to Plano come and join us. We had tons of people from Wiley, Rockwall, all over the place at the last one, and it was an amazing event. So I highly encourage people, if they're interested, come join us at the Business Development Alliance. It's at Love and More in Texas.
Awesome. And then we have the Community Difference Rockwall Business Development Alliance that will be coming up on February the 24th. It's a Monday. Get plugged in there. You know, Wiley's so close to us as well. I think Plano's on one side, Wiley kind of in the middle, right? But get plugged into one or the other. It's definitely a great place to get to know people, and we look forward to all of those events. All right. Thanks so much, y'all. We're going to go to commercial.
Tammy, before we go, I do have the splash screen for the Plano one. I don't have the Rockwall one, but I do have the splash screen coming up for that one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Shelby Williams, City Councilman.
Shelby Williams, he's a city councilman for Plano, guys, and he's going to be speaking, as well as there's going to be a panel. So it's going to be an amazing event. Myself and a bunch of all the Plano co-hosts and hosts is going to be there. So I highly recommend you come out. It's just a good opportunity for you not only to learn a little bit, right, to expand your business, but also make some amazing connections. I mean, we are really trying to be the difference in the fact that, we're trying to expand people, grow people, right, and expand our community. So please come out and get involved. We'd love to see you there.
And it's important for them to sign up, correct, Jax?
Yes, they do have to RSVP. There definitely will be, there's a QR code. We definitely can put the link down. We'll make sure that that's there too, so that people can sign up. But yes, it is limited seating. So that's a very good point, Harvey. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah, we had over 60 at our last one. So.
Yep, we sure did.
And then the Rockwall one had almost 40, I think.
Yep. Nice. Yeah, and we get to go to Shenanigans. The great thing, so what we're going to do in February is we're having a bowling team building exercise for everyone who comes. And so it's going to be real fun. Everybody's going to, well, I won't give it away, but you don't get to play with who you think you're going to get to play with. But we're going to do some team building. We're going to bowl. It's going to be fun. Excuse me. It's going to be fun after the BDA. So come on out.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. We're going to go to commercial. We're going to come back where we will talk about our topic of the month and deep dive into some learning opportunities for all businesses and personal growth. So let's stay right here. We'll be right back.
The Community Difference would like to thank each of the following partners for their continued support. At Fireboss Realty, we believe life is about relationships, and everything else is just details. Whether you're buying or selling, Scott and Amy Johnson are here to understand your family's unique needs and deliver expert guidance on the North Texas real estate market. With a reputation for integrity and personalized service, Fireboss Realty makes your home journey stress-free and successful. Ready to make your move? Visit firebossrealty.com and let's ignite your real estate dreams.
Everyone deserves access to affordable health insurance, but with traditional insurance, costs can be high and getting coverage can be complicated. JP Direct Health is a simpler, more affordable way to get the health coverage you need. With plans for individuals, families, and small businesses, you can save money on monthly premiums without the need for physicals. At jpdirecthealth.com, we specialize in customizing coverage to fit almost every budget with affordable PPO plans and many other benefits. With over 100 5-star Google reviews, JP Direct Health is a trusted resource making health insurance affordable and accessible for everyone year-round. Affordable health insurance solutions are a proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Visit jpdirecthealth.com today and see how much you can save.
I'm always here to help. Thank you. Total Care Emergency Room now has 9 locations in the DFW Metroplex. With no appointment needed, our incredible staff will get you checked in with no wait times. Our 5-star facility is open and fully staffed 24/7. We offer extensive treatment options for patients of all ages, providing on-site labs and imaging equipment, including CT, X-ray, and ultrasound, allowing us to provide fast, convenient care for our community. Total Care ER is your neighborhood emergency room. TotalCare.us.
Unwanted pests in your home can be stressful. From creepy crawlies to critters under the floorboards, they disrupt your peace of mind. But don't worry. All Pest Solutions is here to help. We offer a comprehensive range of safe and effective pest control solutions. We target all types of pests, big or small, including insects, rodents, and wildlife. All Pest Solutions, your local experts for a pest-free home. Breathe easy and enjoy your life again. Call today for a free quote. 972-442-1169 or email us at customerservice@allpestsolutions.com.
To belong is one of our most basic human needs. Best Buddies International is the world's largest organization dedicated to ending the social isolation of 200 million individuals who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. We focus on meaningful one-to-one friendships, integrated employment, leadership development, and inclusive living. You have the power to make an impact, create change, and champion our mission of inclusion today.
Now back to the show.
I love our February topic. We are going to talk today about building the right relationships to build your business by leveraging strategic networking to unlock untapped opportunities. So networking is really a cornerstone of business success, but the real question is, are you networking strategically? So many entrepreneurs attend events, right? We all attend events, we collect business cards, and we make connections, but few truly harness the full potential of their network. So today, we're going to break down how to move beyond transactional networking and into relationship-driven networking, where strategic partnerships, trust, and long-term collaboration fuel business growth. So we're going to explore how to shift your mindset and approach networking with intention, ensuring that every connection that you make is aligned with your vision and values. Instead of competition, we'll discuss the power of collaboration, how building the right network can open doors to new opportunities, expand your influence, and create a thriving ecosystem of support. So whether you are a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting your business journey, this conversation will really equip you with actionable insights to build and leverage strategic relationships that drive lasting success. So let's dive in. I think I'll start with Harvey. Can I start? I'm going to start asking you a question and get this conversation going, but your business really does serve a wide range of industries. So how do you really build your network of interconnected relationships that continuously support Twilight Cleaning Services and their growth?
It's really funny that we're having this conversation, because one of the main reasons why I was encouraged to even join the Community Difference, if you will, was basically a book that Lyndon had wrote called The Entrepreneur Difference. And so I was doing a lot of going out and trying to figure out, hey, I need to collaborate with this industry because it fits with my industry. Meaning, for example, just having someone that did windows, finding someone that did carpets, finding someone that did just things that would collaborate with the janitorial service industry. And I really didn't know that there was like a concept behind that, because I came from retail and running retail. I mean, networking was just, people came to the grocery store to buy groceries. I didn't need to network for that, And so getting into this industry, just trying to learn and figure out how to do that, I read his book and I thought, you know what, this is exactly my thought process, and this is exactly what I need to do. And so I started reaching out to those individuals and not just trusting the fact that, all right, you're in that industry, I'm going to utilize you. Going out and building those relationships, meeting with them, getting to know them, ask other people about them that have utilized them, and make sure that, they fit, my business, and they did a great job doing that as well. So.
Sorry, I put myself on mute for a second. I apologize. That's so good. Well, so Jax, what do you think about networking? You ever go somewhere and pick up business cards? How's that working for you?
Yeah, so I think I always joke that there's a difference between what we like to call networking and net showing, right? Where lots of people like to show up and they like to, pass out their card or hold out their hand and want somebody to hand them a referral, but they're not really working at how do you collaborate? How do you figure out how to add value to the other person on the other side, right? How do you connect them in with people? How do you connect with people that are like-minded, right? So I don't necessarily believe, Harvey was talking, and I agree that you do need some people that are very closely linked to like what you do. But I also think that you can do business with people that have nothing to do with what you do,
Absolutely.
right? As long as you're of the same sort of mind and mindset, because you're going to attract the same kind of people. You're going to attract the same kind of client, right? And that client eventually is going to need all kinds of things, right? They're not going to just need cleaning services. They're going to need potentially to delve into the homeschooling space. They're going to need some makeup, right, from Tammy, or some coaching. They're going to need a mortgage at some point, or some financial coaching. Like there's a whole bunch of things that they're going to eventually need. And if you really do create that ecosystem of people that are sort of in your circle, that not only do you lift up, but you know, that kind of old adage of a rising tide raises all ships. Like you sort of work together to just elevate each other. And it's such a better task than just showing up at an event and like, oh, Tammy, here's my card. Please, you know, if you know anybody who needs to do a mortgage, send them to me. You know, like that just doesn't always go as well as you think it's gonna go. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I love what Harvey said when he was talking about collaborating with businesses that you wouldn't really think could work. And that's just what you're talking about, Jax. And Angela, you know, your business, you've done different things. You've done a couple of different things. So how does that work for you? What does that look like in your business? I imagine in the homeschooling network communities that you have, ecosystem building is powerful for you.
Yes, you know, it really has been an eye opener as I'm developing this God's Purpose in Action homeschool consulting, because as an Arbonne consultant for the last 13 years, I did network marketing a little differently than I am doing for my God's Purpose in Action, trying to get that up and running and going to different networking meetings, like the Wiley Chamber of Commerce one, where I've met quite a few people in several different networking meetings. I have met people that are not homeschooling. I mean, they don't even have homeschool age kids, but they're saying to me, my granddaughter is wants to be homeschooled, or I know someone who wants to homeschool, or I used to be a teacher. You know, all of these different things, people that I would not have thought, that's my target audience. Fathers who are saying, I want my wife to homeschool. They're wanting different information about it. So I agree, it doesn't have to be, you know, going to a homeschool mom or to a homeschool mom group, because I've been exposed to lots of people who are very interested in what I get to do. They are an advocate for homeschooling and they want to promote it, even though they're not personally doing it. And they're connecting me with people who are.
Yes, that's so good. So yeah, how you approach networking either limits or expands your opportunities. And I think that's probably key in your business, especially with homeschoolers.
Yeah.
Why would I say
Absolutely.
homeschoolers? Does that sound so funny? I don't know, but homeschoolers. I think it's my
No,
twang.
that's good.
But it's
Yeah.
important to
You
build.
know what's good about Angela's industry, though, is she could really widen her who she really reaches out to. I mean, we can obviously think, all right, if she's with a real estate agent, that would be the perfect person to collaborate with, because as people move in, you know, she's able to say, hey, I know this person that homeschool, you know, because a lot of times when a person is moving in, they ask the real estate agent, what? How's the school district? And so they could always talk about her being a homeschool. You know, she can plug you in on how to homeschool if you would prefer to do that. And then obviously they can share about the public school system as well. But what other industry, if you really stop and think about it, that she could collaborate with that would help her? And I think that's all industries, if you really stop and think about it. You just have to get very, very a different mindset, if you will, and collaborate like that.
Yeah.
Well, and what's the Zig Ziglar quote, isn't it? That, you know, if you help people get what they need, you'll have everything you ever wanted, kind of thing. I think a lot of times people only put that to the customer, right? Like you helping the customer, but what about other people? If you help other people get what they need too, right? Like if I help Harvey, you know, get, you know, more clients, get more depth, get more relationships or whatever, and help him get what he needs, then he also is going to want to turn around and be like, well, Jax, you know, how can I help you? Like what can I, you know, push back that way? And that's not necessarily the reason or the heart of like why I'm doing that, but it does, you know, help expand, like I said, that ecosystem and networking in a different angle. Because so many people, again, they just show up to events and they're like, hey, please, you know, hand me something, right? I mean, it kind of goes back into the strategic versus transactional relationship piece. We talk about that a lot of the difference, right? What that looks like.
Yeah, so true. You know, I had a construction company that did, it was not planned. It was just one of those things where I collaborated with a construction company for an event. Then we had a pandemic. When the pandemic hit, what happens to your business? If you're one of those people who is referral dependent and you have a pandemic and things shut down, then what happens to your business? Because of my relationship with that construction company, it's funny, like that's a whole nother class for another day, how that all happened. But because of that relationship during that pandemic, not only did my business not hurt, it grew and it thrived. And so it's about building strategic relationships and collaborations, even with competitors that we can learn from. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I totally agree, because there, in our business, we say if you have hair and skin, you're a potential client or a prospect, and and hair is optional. And so we really can prospect. We really can prospect and offer our services to anyone, because we don't know who they know, and we want to be able to help everyone, because everyone has a purpose in life. God has gifted each one of us with a purpose, and we all have opportunities to be able to serve other people. So I love being a connector. Prior to starting this homeschooling consulting business, I've always been a connector, and I love just kind of matching the puzzle pieces together. This person needs this and this person needs that, being able to connect the two.
Yeah. So good. What about you, Jax? Who do you like to collaborate with? I mean, what does that look like for you? With people who you would think, oh, absolutely not. I would never, I don't need to know them. We don't have anything in common. You have a story about that?
I was going to say the weird part is that, so, obviously we all collaborate in the community difference, and, we all get together, we do a lunch and learn. For those of you who don't know, it's an amazing opportunity to really start collaborating. And we've been challenged with doing business together, right? Like, how do we figure out how to do business together? And I don't necessarily think I would have thought of Tracy Duff as like a possible collaboration point, because she helps people find assisted living facilities. And so you're like, what does that really have to do with mortgage? But the truth is that we do reverse mortgage. That's something that we can do and that we can collaborate on. And so, as we sort of have expanded out, trying to help each other, a lot of it surrounds like education. And at the BDA, this most recent BDA we just had for Plano, I met somebody who deals with like estate planning attorneys. And so she and I are meeting next week, and we're going to try to figure out how do we do some education for people, because that's pretty much the heart of my brand, right? And so sometimes, it's a straight line. It's really easy to see, right? Like mortgage and real estate, that's super easy to see. But sometimes it's other services that they do need that can be really helpful, right? Like that you don't really necessarily think about, and you can take those opportunities and create really good strategic partners that not only helps them grow, but help you grow. And again, that whole adage of the rising tide raises all ships, like everybody wins. And then it's less of a referral. You need to go to a networking event and hold your hand out, for sure.
I think I get some of the best referrals and the best collaboration from people in my same industry.
Agreed.
When I first opened up Twilight Cleaning Service, there was a company out of Greenville and Rockwall, a young lady named Eleanor with Britex Bubbles, and she reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I'd like to have a face-to-face with you. I noticed that you just joined the chamber in Greenville. Your janitorial cleaning service. Hey, let's meet." And I'm thinking, what for? We're in the same industry. Why do you really want to meet me? And this young lady, I mean, she's 21 maybe now, but she's in her young 20s. Young lady is asking me questions and now collaborating with me, and we actually give each other business. I mean, there's part of industries like restaurants and stuff that we don't do, but they do that. And so I'm able to send that over. When someone calls, hey, I want janitorial service, or I need a post-construction clean in a restaurant. Hey, I know the person, and I'm able to send them over. And I think what was key with that connection there with her is I was able to learn so much from her of what not to do in the industry than what to do in the industry, that I was able to skip some steps there, learning that on my own, if you will.
Yeah, that's so good.
I was going to say, it's because people have that scarcity mentality. They think like, oh, I can't collaborate, but it's true. I would say probably some of the biggest and most expanding points I've had in my business has been collaborating with other people in my space, my direct space, whether it be here locally or all over the US. And it's empowering to be able to do that and to be able, like you have the same pain points. So you can kind of express that. Angela, do you guys have anything, kind of in your space that you deal with similarly?
Absolutely, we do. As an independent Arbonne consultant, everyone is an independent. They have their own individual business, but we collaborate with our sidelines, our uplines, downlines, and we're independent businesses, but we network together. And not only are many of the people that are in Arbonne, not only do they have an Arbonne business, but they also have another business. Maybe they have a regular full-time job and they do Arbonne as a side hustle or on the side. And this business is an opportunity for them to network their other business, their full-time business, whatever that case may be. But we are able to collaborate and, like you said, don't have the scarcity mindset. We want all people to win. And so whatever we can do to kind of join forces for each person to win, because our goal is to serve people. And I love the fact that you can have like a Rolodex of people, like a team. Okay, I have a roofer, I have a carpet person, I have a person who does cleaning, someone does mortgage. You're like, these are my people. Let my people get in touch with your people. And so I have a Rolodex of people that I know, like, and trust, and I have established relationships, because whenever we put our reputation on the line by recommending someone or referring someone, we want to know that that person is going to do a great job. And when we do, then we can add that person to our Rolodex.
That's amazing. And I love that you know the word Rolodex.
Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, is that dating some of us? I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Add that person to your contacts.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, trust me, I use a Rolodex example too, but I'm just saying for the Gen Zers who may or may not be listening, that's an old school term. Yeah, she's right. Just add them to your contacts. It's perfectly fine. Well, and I don't know, do you guys ever share resources? Because I find that's another thing that's super helpful that you can really do in those strategic partnerships is like you are able to really like share those resources, right? You're able to really utilize maybe something that somebody else has that could really help expand your business as well.
That's exactly right. In Arbonne, we say the biggest copycat wins. And so duplication is what we want. We don't want you to have to reinvent the wheel. We have people, let's say, for instance, for the Galentine's event that we're having coming up, someone is making the flyer, someone is making the agenda, someone is doing, getting the setup, someone's collaborating all the food, all of these different things. And each of these are independent consultants, and everyone comes together for the greater good of everyone.
Yeah, that's awesome. We have about 2 minutes left, but real quick, let me ask this question. Tell me about any relationships that you may have that you have used to either build growth and opportunities outside of referral objectives. What does that look like for you, Harvey?
Outside of referral objectives, just building those relationships for me, has really broadened what we can actually do in our industry. When I look at even the individuals that are in the same industry, has really gave me the longevity, if you will, of being able to build business. Instead of getting those one-off jobs, I'm able to get a lot of jobs, if you will, or a continuous stream of referrals from that particular individual, just because of being able to build that relationship.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's always important to give in order to receive. And that's something I know about you, Harvey, getting involved in the community, doing things. I'm sure all of you do that. And then people see who you are. They learn to like, know, and trust. And then that's who they want to do business with. So great comments. Any last closing remark? We're going to go to commercial. No? All right. Thank you so much. That's been a great conversation. We're going to go to commercial. We're going to come right back and do our deep dive and get to know Angela a little bit better. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The Community Difference Wiley would like to thank the following partners for their ongoing support.
We are Cloud Staff, enabling remarkable growth for businesses everywhere with our pioneering enterprise-grade remote work solutions. We are on a mission to help business owners scale while reducing costs by matching you with an amazing staff, mobilizing your team, and helping manage business performance, making us the #1 workplace as remote work gets done. Connect with us to access the world's top talent and discover how we can enable remarkable growth for your business.
And now, back to the show.
Let's deep dive right into some fun things. We want to know a little bit about who you are, Angela, and Harvey has a couple of questions for you. You want to start, Harvey? Oh, he's gone. Huh.
I was gonna say we may have lost Harvey for a minute, but Angela, I would love to know, as a mom with a little one, and she's not quite school age yet, but will be soon. So what sort of made you make the decision to do the homeschooling thing? Like, why? What drove you to it, and what did you love or not love?
Well, thanks so much for asking, because I really do have a passion to share homeschooling, and no kid, honestly, is too young to start homeschooling. And homeschooling doesn't have to look like sitting in front of a desk with a notebook in front of them with a pencil in their hand. It doesn't have to look like that. So that's what I mean by no child is too young to start homeschooling. My youngest, well, not my youngest, but one of my kids started reading, full-fledged reading at the age of 3. And so I don't put it past anyone. If they have the aptitude and they have the desire to learn, then I think that would be a great opportunity to just kind of dive in. But as for me, when I was in high school, personally, I'm from Florida. And when I was in high school, I remember one family homeschooled. I mean, like they were like weird, like a unicorn, So,
yeah, it used to be a weird thing, not as normal as it is now.
Yes. Absolutely. And so that was the only person I had ever thought had known of homeschooling. That was a long time ago. And then when I moved to Texas, and we got ready to start our family, and I didn't really know anyone who was homeschooling then either, but I met someone who was homeschooling. So I went to my first homeschooling book fair when my oldest child was not even 2 years old, and I got bit by the bug. I got bit by the homeschool bug, and what it allowed me to see is that I could have more control over what my child is exposed to. I could have the biggest influence over my child because that's the amount of time that they spend away from home. I wanted to have that biggest impact, and I wanted to be able to instill the godly values that our family valued into our children, rather than competing voices from the outside during their foundational years. And so that was the catalyst for us starting our homeschooling. And so it just I surrounded myself by like-minded people who were doing what I wanted to do, and kind of watched their journey, and they just poured into me, mentored me along the way. And that's kind of how I got started. And let's see. And then you asked me about what has been the good part. Is that what you said? The good, bad,
yeah.
ugly?
Well, I mean, like, what's your biggest challenge? Like, what was the part that you were maybe like, oof, I didn't know I signed up for that part.
Gosh.
It's all of it.
Yes, right. It's yeah. So, in efforts to make sure your child is social, then you can over socialize yourself. And so you can over socialize yourself right out of homeschooling. But one of the things I don't think I realized is, and this is what I really want to focus on with my consulting, is helping the parent to make sure that they are the parent before they are the teacher. Because because the lines can get really blurred, and you put that teacher hat on so much that you sometimes can forget that you're the parent, and the child needs the parent. And so I think it's so important for people to know that it doesn't have to look like someone up at a blackboard or a whiteboard and someone sitting in a desk and you do your work and all that. You want to have that relationship with your child. God has afforded you that opportunity to be able to have a relationship with them, and to really to prioritize the relationship as the parent over the relationship as the student and teacher.
Yeah, I love hearing you talk about that. Homeschool is so important. And one of the things I was going to ask you about how your work has affected the businesses in your community. And I really want to ask that to Jax and to Harvey, all of you, because that's really good. Harvey, did you have something? I interrupted. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. And basically, I had a few questions about homeschooling, because there's always been kind of that stigma on homeschooling, whether, you know, a lot of kids have that, they don't have the ability to be able to play sports. Well, I'm hearing now that they do have home group where you can actually go and play sports now. And is that the case, or am I just hearing that?
No, you're not just hearing it. That is absolutely the case. Whatever you can do in a school, you can do in homeschooling. And we have several different leagues of homeschooling that you can go all the way to nationals. You can get a Letterman's jacket. My kids participated in a variety of sports. They were on swim teams, basketball teams, as well as they did taekwondo, dancing, what other sports? That's all I can think of right now. But they did lots of different sports. They were in speech and debate clubs, as well as they did musical instruments, playing guitar and drums and piano. So there are so many different things that are available to homeschoolers. In fact, Texas is a really great state to homeschool in. There's so many different opportunities afforded to you here in this particular area that it's very widespread, with lots of co-ops, homeschooling support groups. So whatever you can do at any other school, not only that, there are opportunities that you can play with different schools. Depending upon the district, your child can take advantage of the opportunities that are afforded to any other student inside the public schools, because we still pay our tax dollars.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yes, absolutely.
I love that. It's important that families live faith first, family second, career third, right? It's so important. And I believe that by doing a homeschool, I'm very familiar with homeschool. My best friend homeschools her kids. It's been very successful. But through that process, she has built an ecosystem that has been amazing. Her business has grown. Their businesses has grown because they help each other be successful in that homeschooling world. And the things that I have seen and the growth that I have seen in all of their businesses, from direct selling businesses all the way to attorneys and doctors and anything, have been amazing. I mean, I can just imagine what that does in an ecosystem world for those homeschoolers.
Yep.
Absolutely. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
I didn't have anything. Just agreeing.
Okay. And because my youngest right now is 18 years old and he's getting ready to graduate, I'm kind of getting out of that ecosystem a little bit. And I'm like, and it really has been great for my business with Arbonne Network Marketing, because each one of their activities was an opportunity for me to be able to meet more and more people. And now, as a stay-at-home mom, and I'm not going out as much doing co-ops and all the other activities and sporting events. It's kind of like, okay, well, we have a new network that we need to get to know. And I am really enjoying this new network, but homeschooling really does have a phenomenal ecosystem, great resources, collaboration, and I love the fact that in homeschooling, you don't have to be a cookie cutter person, doing this particular curriculum and doing these types of co-ops. You can have a variety of homeschooling options, and each person, depending upon the person, I suppose, but they allow you to be able to flow in your natural bend for your family.
Yes. It's so
Yeah,
true.
it's so great that we've shaped education a little bit differently, like that there now is afforded a fair bit more options, like with homeschooling, or I know that some of the private schools in the area now do, like, where it's a little bit hybrid. They can do some days where they're at home and some days where they're at the school. Like, so I love that we're finally being afforded some options, because I've never thought it's a natural occurrence for people to sit in a desk for 8 hours a day, all day long, every single day. That's hard for a lot of kiddos, especially if they're neurodivergent, right? They have differences on that path. So I love that. I love that that's been changing in our space and our world.
Yeah.
It's hard for me.
Right. It's hard for
I know.
all of us.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have a couple more, we have about 4 more minutes, but let me ask this question to each of you, whoever wants to go first. But when you are building relationships with your families, with your kids, with their families, learning to know each other, what does that look like? in your life? What do you love about your community? Living as a family and growing together is so important. Having dinner around the table is important. And so what does that do for your business? What does that look like in an ecosystem world for each of you, Jax and Harvey?
Go ahead, Jax.
So I was gonna say, mine almost always involves food. I like the community around food, be it my own kitchen table, right? Be it, joining with other people that I care about. I like that sometimes you build relationships best when it's not all about like, hey, we're at a networking event. And so you feel like you have to be on and like everybody's right there, and their whole purpose is like very business focused. Like, what about sitting around the table and just like getting to know the people around you, right? Like, and getting to know them as people, what drives them. Because like, I'll tell you, somebody that I know who's hugely successful in mortgage, the biggest relationships he has with some of his, people that you would consider like referral partners, right? His sort of ecosystem is all surrounding the fact that he owns a Jeep. And all people are obsessed because they own Jeeps. And so they're all a part of this community and stuff like that or whatever. And so for me, a lot of that, kind of sitting around the table and learning about others has really been hugely impactful just in my personal life, right? Because it just deepens me as a person, but then also affecting that ecosystem of kind of connecting in people.
Yeah. And I think that's good. And if we remember that when we do sit down and have those meals, if you will, putting that in perspective, don't make it about you. Always make it about them so you can have that opportunity to be able to listen and learn from them and learn about them.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yep, exactly.
Well, I feel like that when I look in my community and I see the people that are doing business together, it's really the people who are meeting at the local Mexican restaurant for dinner, or it's the people who are picking up the phone and going, hey, meet me in the driveway. We're going to cook some steaks, bring yours over and we'll just hang out. But then you think about the relationships that builds. I can tell you right now, I have contractors at my house today because of a relationship I built just because of that, right? Just getting to know them, and we collaborated together, and the things that you learn, and then the people that you can refer, and people want to do business with people they like, know, and trust. So
absolutely.
Sure.
And,
all right.
As far as okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Angela. Want to hear from you.
Well, faith is really important to me, and I think being involved in my church really helps with that. Having small group community, those are great referrals. You get to know each other really well on a faith-based level, and I really have great connections with the people that I get to worship God with, and that is really important to me because not only are we worshiping God together, but we do life together, breaking bread together over the table. And then when we have those relationships, then we feel like they'll get to know the needs that I have. And then they may have a solution to the problem that I have, or I may have a solution to the problem that they have. Right. And so I think it's so important that we have people that can speak into our lives, and whether it's faith-based or, best friends, whatever that looks like. But for me, having that opportunity to be able to have a faith-based relationship in small groups of people who are able to collaborate and have that ecosystem of people that I feel like I can call upon.
Awesome. So we're going to go to break, but when we come back, I really want us to talk a little bit more about changing referrals into community, right? So we're going to come back and do what's the difference. We'll talk about a few things. I'll ask you a few questions. We're going to have fun. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
At the Community Difference Business Development Alliance, powered by the Difference Media, LLC, our mission is to empower small business owners by transcending acceptable behaviors and outcomes into exceptional realms. We foster a culture of self-awareness, accountability, and proactive engagement, guiding individuals to recognize and overcome indifference towards transformative actions, habits, behaviors, and processes driving meaningful change. Through strategic networking, impactful content creation, and innovative top-of-mind strategies, we cultivate brand relevance and differentiation, enabling our partners and the Difference community to stand out in crowded markets. With a focus on building authentic connections, amplifying brand presence, and driving sustainable growth, we equip entrepreneurs with the tools and mindset to navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship with confidence, innovation, and resilience. Together, we aim to be the catalyst for difference makers, propelling them towards their highest potential and leaving a lasting impact on their businesses and communities. That's where our community podcasts come in. These podcasts lie directly at the intersection of innovative business development and community involvement, helping to bridge the gap between small business obscurity often seen in our communities. The community-based podcasts called the Community Difference Series are an integral part of integrating all facets of modern business development into a package of great content, positive impact branding, and top-of-mind presence, thus fulfilling the greater mission we set forth. When we set out to be difference makers, we can learn to make a difference and find the success and impact innately desired by all business owners and entrepreneurs. We are difference makers.
And now it's time for What's the Difference?
I have a couple questions I'm going to ask everybody. So I'm going to hear from everybody. You get to give me your feedback. How about that? And then we're going to read the official answer that we have here. But really want to talk about what is the difference between networking and ecosystem building. Jax, you want to start? What's the difference between networking and ecosystem building?
So networking, I would say, is like the traditional, what we think of, we go to a meeting, we pass out cards, we may or may not do a good job of building a relationship. I would say that ecosystem building is really looking for collaborative partners, people where it's not a one-time pass, right? It's something where we're going to work together to figure out not only how to grow our businesses, but each other. And again, we're going to really raise ourselves up, together.
Yeah. So good. Angela?
Yeah. Again, about the relationship. I mean, everything, in my opinion, is all about relationships. The fact that I want to be able to be a homeschool consultant as far as coaching and mentoring, because I want that life-on-life experience, being able to transfer knowledge. And so having a relationship with someone is hugely important, because you really get to know their needs and they get to know your needs. And it's not just about giving a referral. It truly is about how can we work together to fulfill the purpose that God.
Yeah. We turned her off. Angela, we'll come right back to you. You're cutting out a little. Harvey, let's go to you.
Well, I had talked earlier in our second segment, about networking, and the whole aspect of networking for me was different because I didn't understand it. And so when I was going to the networking events, if you will, everybody was just handing me their business card, and I'm like, what do I do with this? What and then we would just leave, and I would never see that person again, never spoke to that person again. Yes. And I thought, okay, if this is networking, this is doing nothing for me. There's no value in this at all, right?
Right. So I love that was your first impression, Harvey, that you were like, what is this?
Yes, I just got a business card that's collecting dust. I mean, what it didn't make any sense to me. And then so when I really started thinking about this, I thought, following up and getting those business cards, but then following up and building those relationships and then start supporting them. I started doing that through Facebook, just seeing that they had something going on, and then I would throw that out there and share that. And so through that, I was able to make deeper connections, start meeting with them and start learning about them. And then in turn, over time, they've been able to give me business or having the willingness, if you will, to give me that business. So
yeah, sure. Lyndon says that chasing referrals is networking. Ecosystem is creating processes that have business associations and customers chasing you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, building a business, an ecosystem business, so that when you can't work, it works for you, right? Absolutely. All right, let me read our official answer. How about that? Networking is about meeting people. while ecosystem building is about creating a structured network where multiple parties collaborate for mutual growth. Networking focuses on who you meet, while an ecosystem focuses on what those connections create together. I think, I've learned so much just being a host of the podcast and learning so many new things. And we know these things, but thinking about them is deep. Like, it's important. Making sure we're building a big business. Okay. Ecosystem.
I was going to say, and did you read what London said? Networking is traditional sense. It makes you feel good because you're busy. Again, you're net showing, guys. And then ecosystem building is something that actually produces actionable results, which I agree with. By the way, that card passing out, my dad has about 2,000 cards that he's collected over the course of his career. They're literally collecting dust on his desk. So just so we're clear, not really doing much, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold up. So I was emptying a box the other day and found the Rolodex, which is why I was laughing about that earlier. And I was going through it real quick, and some people I knew and have created great relationship with over the years, but it has been years since I've worked in corporate America. And going through those cards was really an eye-opener, especially with preparing for this topic. Getting a card means nothing, but creating a relationship and collaborating with people and being involved in doing something. Yeah.
Awesome. You know what's funny about that, Jax? If you really stop and think about networking, well, especially a newbie coming in 2 years ago, the first thing that they wanted to do when they handed me a card was set up time to sell me their business, sell me what they had, and I thought, man, this is a huge waste of time for me. The whole concept was just horrible in my opinion. But anyway.
There you go. All right. We're going to do one more question before we close out. What's the difference between a strategic partnership and a collaboration? What is the difference between a strategic partnership and a collaboration? Come on, Harvey.
I would say partnership, you're looking more of a long-term relationship. That's two businesses getting together, working together for mutual growth. And I say two businesses, it could be multiple businesses, but you're working together for a long-term growth process, if you will. And then collaborating, I think of that more of a short-term project-based. That's where I get some individuals that may come in a job and do a one-off. That may be a vendor that I use in that aspect. But partnership to me is where it's at. That's where you really have that longevity of being able to build that networking ecosystem that we're talking about. So,
yep. What about you, Jack?
I was just going to say, you definitely, if you're doing a partnership, you are structuring it so that there is long-term growth, long-term effect, right? I mean, you can collaborate for one event, for instance, right, with another business. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're creating a strategic partnership with them that's going to stand the test of time.
Yes.
Absolutely.
What about you, Angela? Your turn.
I think of it kind of like your mechanic. You have your mechanic and you want to make sure you refer people to your mechanic. You say, that's my mechanic. You should go and see them. That's a relationship that you form with that person over the years. It's like they said, it's not just a one-off. You refer your hairdresser, you refer your mechanic. There are certain people in your life, your doctor, that you have a relationship with that person and you want to refer them. And so I think that when you have that type of relationship with someone like a mechanic, like your hairdresser, like the person who cleans your house, that you want to make sure that they're not going to break anything, they're insured, all of those different things. When you have those types of relationships, then I think it's easy for you to refer them. And I think it's also easy for them to refer you because the reciprocity of the relationship. It's not just one-sided. It's not just, I'm going to take all I can get from you and then not being able to give anything in return. And I think that whenever you think of people as people and not just as a business, then you will desire to form that relationship with others.
Yes, that's good. All right, let me read the official answer. Strategic partnerships are long-term alliances with shared objectives, while collaborations are often short-term or project-based. Exactly what Jack just said. Strategic partnerships are structured for continued business growth, whereas collaborations may be temporary. So I think we did good. Don't you think we answered those well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So good. All right. Well, we're going to close out our show today. It has been great being here. Thank you, Jax, for filling in. And Angela, thank you for being a fabulous guest. Loved having you on today. And Harvey, as always, you're amazing. Let's close out our show. Tell us one takeaway that you loved about the show today and how we can reach you. If any of our people watching want to check in with you, how do they do that? Start with Jax.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I just really love the idea that, we do need to go into networking, building relationships and the different mindset, right? It's so important. If you are a new business owner, or even maybe you've been doing this for a really long time, shift that thought process. It's really going to expand your growth and not make you so referral dependent when you do start creating the ecosystem. So it's so very important. You can reach me all kinds of ways, but probably the easiest is DMing me or emailing me, which is going to be jcrider@pbjteam.com. So if there's anything ever I could do to help you guys, I'd be happy to help.
Awesome. All right, Angela.
Well, my big takeaway was just kind of like what you said, shifting your mindset. What Harvey had mentioned about reaching out to realtors. I never thought about forming the relationship with realtors when people moving into town, being able to offer that as an option for homeschooling as far as school options. So I really enjoyed that input, and I thank you, and I'll take it and run with it. And then as far as reaching me, you can reach me. I have my website, godspurposeinaction.com. You're welcome to reach out to me there, godspurposeinaction.com. And then I also have my other website, angelaguerrero.arbon.com. And so you can contact me through either of those websites.
Awesome. Thank you. Harvey?
Mm-hmm.
I think what I really enjoyed today was being able to teach people that networking is more than just exchanging those business cards. It's more than just meeting people and hoping they call us, if you will. It's about building relationships. It's about building that network of that ecosystem, if you will, to be able to offer advice and support to your fellow colleagues, if you will, out in the industry. So I think that was huge today. If you're wanting to get a hold of us at Twilight Cleaning Services, you can definitely do that. You can call us at 469-556-0341. You can also find us on the web at www.twilightcleaningservices.net, and we're also on Facebook.
That's awesome. So good to have you.
What about
all
you, Tammy? What did you learn?
I have a heart. I have grandbabies that I'm helping. I have two daughter-in-laws who want to consider homeschooling, and I have good friends who homeschool. And so I have loved this show. And Angela, I want to get back together with you because knowing that there's someone out there who can talk you through all of those things is so important. And
sure.
Because of building an ecosystem and getting to know people is how I found you. So I'm excited, Angela. I do want to talk to you. But yeah, there you go. It's I've learned a lot today. I've learned a lot on this topic. We have still 3 more weeks in February. So tune in again every Wednesday, or no, today is Thursday, every Thursday, right here with new co-hosts and new guests each week. And we will see you soon, and we'll continue our conversation. I'm Tammy Escobedo. You can reach me at tammyescobedo.com. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. And Scott Johnson, thank you for letting me fill in for you. And he'll be back next time. See you soon.
Thank you for watching today's show.
The Community Difference Wiley was made possible by Scott Johnson with Fireboss Realty, Harvey Loosier with Twilight Cleaning Services, Kim Johnson with Kim Johnson Group, Clarence Joriff with the Compound Nevada, and by Diane Castle with Castle to Castle, connecting charities with fundraising solutions. The Community Difference Wiley. Together, we can make the difference.